Hello, and welcome to Sparkle Vision. This is Lee. Today I'm going to show you my triangle house build in the Sunlit Plateau in Disney Dreamlight Valley. What I usually start with is the path. I like to connect bridges, entrances, exits, go around ponds, connect houses. It's aesthetically pleasing and it's practical. I choose paths lots of times for the color and not what biome they belong in or what we originally got them. What I wanted to show today was a autumn inspired build. The triangle house kind of fits with the autumn feel. I believe it was from the premium shop. It looks like a little cottage or a little cabin. There's Anna's picnic blanket. I believe that is also a fall item. The harvest arches. The green tent from the craftables of Eternity Isle. I do like the green one. I like the big black one as well. Now this bonfire is from the, it was a late summer event where you collected marshmallows and then you had to turn those marshmallows into s'mores and also like actually roasted marshmallows over a fire. And then the bonfire gathers neighbors or the characters that live in your valley so you can take photos. And the cooler is a large chest actually. It's great to put around in your builds if you like to run around and gather stuff and not have to run back to your house. You can just put them in that chest. I use the little wood pilings everywhere as well and the bountiful marigold basket. I always like to put the little outhouse out. Anything that has a color palette of orange, yellow, deeper greens, beiges, and the Sunlit Plateau really suits this very well because the grass is not a brilliant green. I like the forest as well and the meadow, but for super specific seasonal builds I do find that each area or each biome is better. There's the kites from the Mulan Star path. The scarecrow as well, that's a craftable item. Actually, a lot of these staples that we use in these builds are from craftables. The pumpkins are from, it's actually an event going on right now. It is the Halloween event, and this is when you gather candy. And then once you gather candy, you can craft them into pumpkins. And there's all sorts of jack-o'-lanterns, the 3 stacked pumpkins, and the buckets of candy. Those chairs are also from the summer event. There is Tiana's water tower, that was from Tiana's Star Path. The benches I'm putting out are bamboo benches and they are also from Eternity Isle. What I also like to do is just walk around every once in a while. You'll see me do this in this build, and then I just like to see how things are placed, how close or far apart things are. It has to make sense when you're actually running around. I also leave the fishing areas open and the mining nodes, because when you are doing tasks it can get annoying if all of a sudden you can't get to an area, you gotta move it, and quite often I'll do that. There's the pale wood fence. There's lots of different patterns for some of these fences too. Don't be afraid to put 1 or 2 pieces of the fence out and stop and start again. You can actually get different patterns by just putting out 4 pieces of the fence, 2 pieces of the fence. Most of the time I like the fence as it is, because it does take longer to really make a pattern. Wally's lights are also great, but I ended up going with the ancient landing lights. I also placed the rustic clock tower. Lots of things are from the Mulan. I believe the fences are from the Mulan Quest or Star Path. I think it was from the Quest. I like when you get items in the Star Path that are practical, that you can use all over the place as well. Not a super specific theme. Now I'm placing out little pumpkins everywhere. I can't remember where we got these pumpkins. Oh, I think they're from the Cinderella, from the fairy godmother. I believe they are in Scrooge's shop. Now here's some of the jack-o'-lanterns that you can actually build right now with this Halloween event. This is the 3rd year running for the Halloween event, so I do have a few. And there's the Mickey that was in the premium shop. The big Mickey pumpkin. And there are the buckets of candy that you can also craft right now when you collect candy from, I believe, the plaza and the meadow, or I think it's just the plaza. These as well I use all the time, and they are beadlet anemones. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they glow and they're orange, and I think they belong on the beach, but I do like them in the fall builds because it gives a little bit of glow. I know a lot of people like to use the little melted candles, and you can use those as well. Potted plants as well. I'm putting out here the Bountiful Marigold basket. Always works well with these fall builds. Right now I'm just adding little touches here and there. I usually do try and start with the biggest stuff first. This is the spiny dune tree, and I also like that. Swamp willow trees. A lot of items, actually a lot of trees from the swamp from Glade Trust work well in these fall builds too, because again they're a deeper green. I think that was the moss covered tree. The willow trees, the fallen log, the frozen twisted trees I also like. The Japanese maples are also great because they're red. These are the wide swamp trees. Then of course all the staples that we use all the time. The maple tree, the simple maple, the tall maple, the tall black maple. I also go in and use the tinted dune cactus and the tinted crown cactus. Again, they have the fall colors. I don't know if you can, sometimes if you just layer different foliage or underbrush, even if it doesn't belong, sometimes the color scheme you can get away with it, and it just adds some dimension and some layeredness to your builds. That's the spiny. Yeah, the spiny dune tree. Yeah, here I am now running around trying to make sure it all makes sense. Wally's bike I use everywhere as well. And here I'm just adjusting to make sure everything works on a micro level. Now, yeah, here I'm going in with the tinted cactus. And of course, most of the bushes I use in these fall builds are from the Dazzle Beach and from the Sunlit Plateau. The ferns as well. The grasses are really great. These are the beach grasses, and they have 3 different types. Some with little stones and with different grasses in them. Now I'm going over there's more to cactuses. I also like doing the ponds with the reeds and the cattails. The little boat, I believe, was from the premium shop. And the ferns and more underbrush and bushes. You can put as many bushes in as you want. I go back and forth. Sometimes I like a really full build, and sometimes I want it to be a little bit more airy and have a little more space. The trouble with when you leave a lot of space is, as you know, now you get the night thorns and you get everything growing in between everything, and then you got to clean it up. I'm just adding more grasses, beach grasses, Sunlit Plateau grasses. What you can do now, what they have changed, is you can just put one of the items down, and then you can go back to that item wherever it is in your build, and you can hit duplicate. So sometimes when you're doing the build now, you don't have to keep going back into your menu of all your items. You can just simply place something down and then just go back to it in your build and just hit duplicate. It really does work great, because it does help from you searching all the time. I think it's a great new added feature. And then I haven't used the where you hit it and then it can bring up similar items, because sometimes it works and sometimes it brings up what I would like, and sometimes it doesn't. So then you just end up searching anyway. And lots of times I'll search by color, and if you know the name of the item, you can put that in the search bar now. And now what I'm doing is I am putting in more of the leaf-strewn rugs, and you can put them right underneath. You can almost put them underneath fences, and it does make it look more natural. And here I'm just adjusting some of the, and this is where I'm using the duplicate. So you can just go boom, boom, boom. So as long as you have them in your inventory, you can just keep duplicating them all over the place. It does save a lot of time. I also like using the little recycle bin, the park recycle bins. We have quite a few different colors of them, and I like the more natural looking ones, and the solid green ones are great too. So again, I'm just filling in areas where I think places look empty. Even if you put a bush or some grass in some areas, that can fill in an area without doing too much. I used to put furniture everywhere in my outside builds, and I have pulled back on that. I put what would naturally be outside more now, which is too bad, because now I don't use a lot of the items. And of course, here are the rocks. I believe they are the Sunlit Plateau rocks. that always adds, again, some depth, detail. What you do have to be mindful of is the footprint, because sometimes try as you might to put stuff in areas, they just don't go. These as well are these might be the Dazzle Beach rocks actually. I like the color of the Dazzle Beach. And those are the little beadlets. I don't believe I put any of the melted candles in this build, just the little beadlets. Now I'm going to walk through during the day. I've got my little anxiety squirrel with me. That is from the new Inside Out 2 movie. It was a great little movie. Took my niece and nephew. These tents light up, the jack-o'-lanterns light up. I will show you a walkthrough in the evening as well. I think the cactuses definitely blend in. I do like how the piled leaf rugs can be placed under most things. A lot of these items you can't layer, so when you find an item that you can layer.
You never know what you can do until you try, right?
Hello, Mulan. And Tiana's water tower, quite often I will turn around so you can't see Tiana's name on it. The crown is very cute, and I like the Tiana font. But yeah, most of the time in my rustic builds, I don't want to see the writing, so I turn it around. You can do that with a lot of items. You just flip it over, and you can hide the back. The Al's toy barn is one of them, and also the shed that we got from the Jungle Cruise bundle. If you flip it around, it actually just looks like a little building or a little shed, and you cannot see the lost and found and the little storefront. I also like to duplicate the little chair, so it looks like there's two chairs there, and it actually almost looks like they're angled because the one is angled. Oh, and my little bayou critter house. I also like the rustic waste baskets from, I think they're from the Wally collection from Scrooge. Now here's an overview of the build from the pond. There's the cooler, that's the large chest.
I've made so many good friends here.
Mulan's following me around today. And that is my build during the day. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like at night. In these fall October builds, they do look lovely at night because everything glows. The ancient landing lights glow, the jack-o'-lanterns glow. There is no harsh light in this build. You can go brighter by adding candles and all sorts of little lights. You can hide them in the bushes and behind areas to give a glow. But I did choose to have a softer ambient light. And I'm going to show you how the bonfire works. So when you go up to it, it'll prompt you to use your camera. You use your camera, and voila! You have your villagers for a good photo op. I like that they've added these features. I think they are mostly premium shop items. The beach grass almost glows. This area probably is a bit dark. I probably could have added some candles or something in the grass here. I wish we had little strung lights. Hello, Mother Gothel. Thank you so much for watching today. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we will see you in our next build. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.